This angle and elbow position is going to be the safest for not only your shoulders, but also your elbows. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. All right, in this video, I'm going to give you a 30-minute chest workout, and this one is specifically for men over 50. And this one's going to be a gym-based workout. One of the biggest things between this type of workout and a standard workout is we're going to do some things that are a little bit more joint friendly. Being 50, being 40 and over, basically there's a lot more wear and tear on those joints. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite gym exercises that will take some of that irritation away from those joints. With that said, let's get into the very first exercise. The very first one we're going to do is on a cable system. So this is going to be a cable fly. Your gym may not have this type of setup. If it doesn't, then what I'm going to recommend is a pec deck fly. And but if you have any kind of adjustable cable system, then I'm always going to recommend you do this one. What I mean by adjustable, a lot of these cable crossovers start here. What I'm going to want you to do is bring this one down to where this is right at the mid-chest line. You want to be right here with these handles. That's going to be a lot more natural movement for your shoulders. The only thing I want to point out when you're doing these, you're going to make sure you step away to get that full stretch in your chest. I want you to lock your elbows in and keep your chest up. You'll notice when a lot of people do this, and it's maybe something that you do, is you tend to bring your shoulders forward when you're coming across. I want you to keep your shoulders back. You can do that just by keeping that chest out. Again, lock those elbows, chest up, and control the movement. Nice and slow on the way down for a full stretch. Nice contraction. All right, the keys with this workout, you're going to want to shoot for 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions of each of these exercises. I'm about to give you 4 exercises, or 10 reps to 15 reps. They need to be challenging reps. I want you to shoot for about 2 reps in reserve, meaning if you can do more than 17 repetitions, the weight is too light. No more than 2 reps over the recommended rep range. So 10 to 15, shoot for failing with that 17 rep range. If you hit 18, 19, 20 reps, way too light, go ahead and add about 5 pounds. That's going to give you enough resistance. And then focus on progressive overload over the next few weeks. Meaning, as you get stronger, either increase the weight or increase the repetitions. So if you do your first set and you're failing right around 15, that's pretty much perfect, because that means the second set, you'll be a little bit more fatigued and you're going to fail in the 14 rep range. Third set, you're probably going to be closer to the bottom of that rep range, which is perfect. And so that's what you're going to want to do with all of these. That's how you're going to make sure you're doing a 30-minute workout. Also, 90 seconds rest in between. No more than that, but also a lot of times what people tend to do is they wait 90 seconds, then they go back into the next set. I want you to wait about 70, 75 seconds, then go ahead and get set up. Go ahead and get set up for the second set. As soon as the 90 seconds hits, you're ready to go. That's going to increase the intensity of that workout. All right, now let's go into the second exercise. This is one that I really like. Most gyms have a plate-loaded version of a bench press. There are some that are horizontal like this, and you'll see others that you're going to be sitting up. Either one is going to be fine. The main thing about these that I really like is, as an older guy, again, you have a lot of joint issues. Typically, it's in the shoulders. It can be the elbows. When you're doing plate-loaded stuff, it's just a lot safer, and it's a correct movement pattern. You'll notice when I press these up that these handles come closer together. That's more anatomically correct. It's converging in the center, which is how your body is designed to push. So let me show you how to do a couple of these and then give you 2 cues. When you're in this position, the last thing you want to do is flare your elbows out. Standard bench presses, you'll notice people tend to keep their elbows out to the side and come back down. Once again, that's going to irritate your shoulders. So what I always recommend, let me get under here. We're going to press, instead of keeping the elbows out, I like to bring them forward. Tuck them in slightly, not a full tuck like this. If you're tucking real shallow, then you're gonna be targeting more triceps. But I'll show you on the way down. Once we come down here, you'll see the angle of my elbows. Nice, good stretch. Press the weight back up. On the way down, shoot for about a 2 to 3 second cadence, 1001, 1002, 1003, a 1 second pause, and then you can lift explosively. You just want to control the movement on the way down with each repetition. Pause, explode. So one last time, let me show you the difference here. This is the correct angle at the bottom as opposed to the big flare you usually do with these bench press movements. All right, so that's gonna be my second exercise that I'm gonna recommend. Now we're gonna go into another cable exercise. What I wanted to do is start with an isolation exercise, which is a cable, to give you a good warm up, get some blood flowing into the chest, also warm up those shoulder joints. Then we went on to a compound movement. The compound movement is designed to lift heavier. So again, you really want to challenge yourself when you're doing those. But now we're coming back to another isolation exercise. Now this one is more of the traditional, which we're gonna start up high with these pulleys, but we're gonna do something a little bit different. So you've probably done cable crossovers. You'll see cable crossovers really high, keeping the arms out wide and coming across your body. Well, what we wanna do different is target the lower chest. All right, so by targeting the lower chest, it's gonna help shape this bottom section. And you can do that simply by getting these handles, and instead of coming across the center, we're gonna come down closer towards the hips. And we're turning this into a press instead of a fly. So the main difference, if you remember when we did the chest fly, I told you to keep your elbows locked. Now we actually want to bend. Get about a 90-degree bend here. You're gonna stretch and you're pushing down towards the bottom of the body, all right? Nice full stretch, elbows bent, and you're pressing. Instead of a fly where you come across, this is more of a press. So these are cable presses, high to low. So these are designed to really target the lower pecs. Again, with these, use control when you lower the weights. Every time under control, that's gonna keep your shoulders a lot healthier. All right, so we've done 2 different type of cable variations. We did a flat bench. Now we've got to hit that upper chest. One of my favorite exercises for upper chest is going to be dumbbell incline press. But the key to doing this correctly is using the right angle. If you go to a gym, usually you see the ones that are set up at this steep of an angle. I would rather you not use this for your chest work. If you're doing this type of angle, you're gonna use this more for your shoulder work. So if you're doing a shoulder press, that's where a lot of these standard fixed benches are wrong. Typically, a fixed angle like this is what you see at a typical gym for shoulder press. Well, this is hard on your shoulders. I always recommend a standard incline angle for shoulder work, all right? But when it comes to incline bench press, I actually am gonna recommend you take it even lower. So this is the preferred angle for a bench press. And let me show you 2 key points with this exercise here. Again, going back to the elbow positioning when you're doing your bench press, it's a similar situation when you're doing incline press as well. You'll notice a lot of times people doing incline press, elbows flared. Just like this, flared, palms facing forward. I want you to shift, bring those elbows in. Palms are rotated in slightly, and you're pressing straight up. Coming down, nice big stretch, control that, 2 to 3 second cadence. Press straight up overhead, just like this. This angle and elbow position is gonna be the safest for not only your shoulders, but also your elbows. Nice and slow, and then press. All right, so this workout, again, if you're resting properly, you're doing your 3 sets of each, it's only gonna take you 30 minutes. So good, efficient 30-minute workout. Make sure that you got this all set up before you get into the gym, all right? You know what you're doing, you map it out correctly, that way you're in and you're out. It's okay to switch up these exercises if you're in a busy gym. That's the one thing about a gym. A lot of times you go in, depending on when you're going to the gym, if you're there at peak time, I would rather you skip to the next exercise as opposed to waiting 5 to 10 minutes for somebody to get off. Someone's taking up the cables, go on to the next exercise, then go back to the cables, all right? So it's okay to switch them up. If you can keep them in this order, I'm gonna always recommend that. Isolation, compound, another isolation, and then another compound. Best way to do it, however, at the end of the day, it's even better to be efficient, get in, get out. All right, so that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions at all. With that being said, get busy, get after it, and God bless.